Welcome back to AutoCAD 101. In this video, we'll be learning how to create windows, right? So we'll be creating window types in floor plan and window types in elevation, right? So we'll be doing louver windows, which are normally used in Antigua, or single or double hang windows, which are also usually used within Antigua. These plans and elevations will help you for when you actually have to do the rest of your studio design, for when you have to actually put in your windows and much more. So we'll be doing our windows. Next time we'll be doing our doors. We have sinks, everything in this file. So technically the file that you should be opening right now for this one is your blocks file, BLOCKS file, right? This file should be located within the extra folder, right? So we will be designing our windows. So we will start with our louver window, our 2x2, 2x4, 3x3, and 3x4. You can literally have different size of louver window, but these are the ones that we will just be creating for this one right now. So I'll be doing a video explaining to you how we will be designing these louver windows. So let's get into it. We're gonna do the plans first, because for the plans all we'll need to do is to create a one that is 2 feet and one that is 3 feet, because we can use these also for 4 feet windows, 6 feet windows, or whatever, right? So let's begin now. So in this one, nothing is supposed to be layers. Your layer is only supposed to be 0 up here, right? So make sure you're on this 0 layer up here, and no other layer should be in here. Layers are in here because I mistakenly copied and pasted some things over and I have not purged the document. So the first thing first are we're going to create this, and we're going to create these two, right? So we have to make sure all things look like this, and then we're going to make them into block files. So I will be technically teaching you guys how to create these two, making them into block, and much more. So if you did not have that file set up as yet properly, always make sure your units are set up to architectural, your precision is 1/8. Right guys, make sure of that. Right, in this we might be doing some mathematics depending on the size of our windows, what is left back from our windows, and much more. So sometimes you might hear a slight pause because I'm over here trying to figure out some things, to be honest. Alright, so we're gonna start now, right? So make sure you're joining units or architecture, position is set to 1/8. Alright, so the first thing first that we will be doing is doing our windows. So in plan, so we will just type REC for rectangle, pick the left side of your mouse and bring it out like this, so you should be able to see a dimension at the bottom and at the side. So we're just gonna type 24 and then tab on your keyboard, TAB, above the caps lock, and 3 enter. So we should actually have this rectangular box. To check the measurements, we go up to measure here, do quick, and make sure it's 2 feet by 3 inches. Right, so let's do that again. REC 24 tab 3 tab. So 2 feet by 3 inches. We have this right here. That's our base for our window right now. So if you look at your window at home, You can see that's the base for your window. It can either be 3 inches or 2 inches. I am just putting it at 3 inches. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a line from this side to this side. So we're going to type L, enter, draw a line from this side to this side. You're supposed to see a triangle, right? Want to see a triangle, make sure touch F8 to make sure your straight lines are on, your alt is on. L, enter, touch the triangle, carry your mouse over to the other triangle, right? From that we offset 1, 1/8, enter, go up and down. So let's do this again. We draw a line from this point to this point, offset, enter, 1/8, enter. We tap the middle, go up, we tap the middle, go down, right? So this will somewhat represent the thickness of our glass, right? Alright, so we're going to touch the rectangle in which we made, and we're going to type explode, right? Explode, right? Enter, we explode it. Then I'm going to offset 1 inch from each side. 1 inch from the left, 1 inch from the right, going in, right? Offset in, just making sure my dimensions are correct. Okay, good. So we're gonna trim TRIM, enter, and trim these two right here. That's all we do. Simple as that. Alright, so one time when we're doing this, we're gonna just make another one for ourselves that is 1 time 3 feet, right? Then we'll make them into blocks. So the same thing again, we'll try it, REC. This time we'll do 3 feet, tab 3, right? Because this one we're creating a 3 feet one, right? Once again, line, enter, from the middle point to the middle point. Offset, 1/8, touch the middle line, go up, touch the middle line, go down. Delete the center line, right? Offset 1 inch from each side going inwards. No. See? Once you offset 1 inch going inwards and it didn't explode it, that is what is going to happen. So we delete that. So we're going to type in explode. Enter, so it's exploded. Offset 1 inch from each side. So then we type trim, enter, and we trim out, right? So now we have these two here. If these two here, our 2 feet and our 3 feet, right? And then we're gonna make both of them into blocks, right? So we're gonna highlight everything for this one. So what you do, you click on your left and then you pull it across and then click again to highlight everything. Or y'all can just touch each one and do that. Or click, go across, highlight, right? New command, block, right? BLOCK, block, enter. We're gonna name this window 2 feet louver window plan, right? Before we press OK, we're gonna pick a point, right? And our point can be this one right here or this one right here. So we can choose this one and press OK, right? Then we press OK. Then it's a block. You see everything is joined right here. If you forget something and you don't feel like it looks right, you can double click into it, right? This window should come up that says edit block definition and just type OK. And now we're in the place that we can technically edit our block, right? This little thing will come on our screen. We can just X that off. We're gonna type in CH, right? This is our property tabs over here. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna hatch this part in that has our glass, right? We can do that. We're gonna type in hatch. Anything commands, everything you always just type. So we're gonna type hatch, enter, right? That nice block editor and hatch creation will be up there, right? So you can see I'm hovering over these and different things. So we can zoom in and hover over the middle. The boundary lines are not closed. Alright. So we zoom in, hover, and then you will see it's kind of like that. So I can touch it and make it solid, right? I just don't want to leave it as solid as dark, right? So what we're going to do is, since our properties thing is over here, you see general, we'll go to color, and we're going to touch my layer, touch it, go down, and we're going to select color, right? We're going to either select 8 or 9 and thus press OK, right? And then we're going to close block editor, right? Save changes to it, and this is our window right there. So we're going to do the same thing right now for this one. Hover over everything, make sure you're not touching nothing here, right? Make sure you're only hovering over these, right? So when it comes to CAD, you have to make sure you know how to control your mouse. That's the one thing you guys have to practice, controlling your mouses. So we're going to highlight everything here, type in block. We're going to name it 3 feet, Louver window, plan. We're going to pick a point. We're going to tap here. We're going to press OK, right? We're going to double click it. This window comes up. We touch OK. We type in hatch, right? We hatch this, make it a solid, okay? And then change it to color 8 or 9, whichever one you had below there, right? Save changes, and these now are our 2 windows here. So to move this, you can just touch this, touch the which part you picked the point, and do that. That's all, right? And then to move it over, you can highlight it, move, and carry it over like this. So they all properly line up. So like right now, what I'm going to do, show you guys how to do the 2x2 elevation and the 2x4 elevation, right? And then y'all can actually try doing the 3x3 and the 3x4 elevation on your own, right? So we're gonna have a rectangle again, REC guys, REC. Rectangle, so this will be 2 feet, tab 2 feet, right? And if you want to line it up, you can touch the entire rectangle, move it, and just carry it right underneath that, tab it right there, and then move it down. You learn how to control those better on later. So we have our rectangle here, right? So from that exterior rectangle, we offset in 1 inch, right? So that is our frame right there. Okay, we do that. Then we just do a line from the second box, the middle point, down to the middle point right here, right? So let me zoom in for you guys. Let me zoom in for you guys, a line from this point here to this point here. Alright, just like that. Right, so just like that we're doing it, right? So we're gonna divide this line, right guys? We're gonna divide that line. We're gonna divide that line, so we're gonna type in divide, enter, touch the line, and it's gonna ask you how much to divide it by. We can type 4, right? And then you realize nothing shows up on the screen, right? So new command DDP type, enter. This should come up, and you touch this X, and you just now see that pops up on your screen, right? So that's how it is, right? So we're dividing it technically by 4. Nope, we're gonna divide it by 6, right? So we can just delete these x's, right? 6, because that's what I told you guys. Sorry about that. So we're gonna touch it. We're gonna type divide, touch it, 6, enter. So we have that, right? So we're gonna end up learning some brand new commands right here, right? So those are some nice commands that you all have learned. So what we're gonna do, you guys always have to practice these commands, right? So we're gonna draw a line from this center point, carry it over here, right? And we're gonna new command, we're gonna extend, enter. read the bottom right here, it says boundary edges, so we're going to press B, enter, tap the inner box, enter, and then touch the line we created, right? And it extended the line over there for us. Okay, extended the line nicely over there for us, so that's what we will be doing. Okay, so we can continue doing what we're doing now, right? So we're gonna offset at 0.5. I'm making sure, yes, so we offset at 0.5, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight these two and we're gonna copy it down by the middle. So we're gonna type copy, we're gonna just click right here and we're gonna copy it downwards. If y'all want to do it slowly, y'all can do it slowly, right? So we have copied it downwards, right guys? So I'm checking the dimensions to making sure everything is correct, and then okay, and then from the bottom we offset up, sorry. So we're gonna touch this because it is a polyline, so we're gonna explode it, okay? Then we're gonna offset 0.5 from the bottom, right, and then also from the sides go in, right? Because right now we are creating our window. Then we're gonna trim, trim, enter, enter to trim, so our windows can actually look like windows. So we're gonna make sure that we trim these ones, right? Trim, 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 trim. So now this is starting to look like a window. So what we're gonna do is delete, highlight that, and just press delete on the keyboard and delete the X's and the middle line, and just like that we have our window elevation to match our window plan. So we're going to make this into a block. We're going to highlight it, everything, make sure everything is highlighted guys, right? Click from the bottom right corner and then let's go up, right? You type block and we're going to put 2 by 2, right? 2 feet by 2 feet. So you can type 2 feet by 2 feet, louver window EL, right? If you want to shorten all of these things, you actually can. That is up to you. And we're going to pick a point, and I'm going to pick this center right here, right? You can pick either this center, this side, or this side, but for me, I'm going to pick the center and let's do okay. So now I have these 2 blocks, right? So I'm going to go and create this other one now, right? So we have the 2 by 2, and now we're going to create the 2 by 4, and you guys will also create for yourself the 3 by 3 and the 3 by 4, okay? So we're just going to do rectangle, 2 feet, tab, 4 feet, enter, right? So that is that right there. So I'm just going to move over this because that has nothing to do with that. Move over this and line these up properly for my benefits. So I'm going to offset in 1 inch, right? I'm going to explode this from now. So I'm going to explode that from now, the inner box from now, right? Then this, we're going to do a line from the top to the bottom. We're going to divide this line by 8. Divide, touch it, 8, enter. Alright. Gonna draw a line, touch the line from here to here. We're gonna do extend, enter. Another way to extend that, we can just touch the line, right? It depends on where you touch the line. So if you touch the line more to the left, it will go more to the left. If you touch the line more to the right, it will go more to the right. So I touch it more to the left and it's extended. So I'm gonna offset up 0.5, enter, and then slowly copy down, click this and slowly copy down everything downwards, right? Just like that, right? So I'm gonna delete these, delete the middle line and the X's, because I don't really need them anymore. You can keep them there and delete them after. So I'm gonna measure everything and see what dimension is off. Usually is at the bottom. So I'm gonna offset 0.5 up, right? And 0.5 on both sides in. And then trim out what we do not need. Okay? Trim out what we do not need. That's all we're doing. Trim out what we do not need. Okay? So for the 3x3 window and the 3x4 window, so the 3x3 window, we're gonna divide that also by 6, right? And the 3x4 window, we're gonna divide that by 8, right? So on your time, you can do those two by yourself, and we have our window here highlighted, block 3 feet by 3 feet, louver window plan. You can abbreviate those as you please. Pick a point. I'm going to pick my middle point and just put okay, right? And press okay, and my two windows have been created. So again, once you're doing a 3 feet by 3 feet window, you divide it by 6. When you're doing the 3 feet by 4 feet window, you divide it by 8, right? So you will create the rest windows for yourself, right? Alright, so this is what I have here. These are what you can do, and you just create those by yourself. Alright, so in our setup, we should already have our block file. We should already have these 3, right? These 4, sorry, louver windows, right? So we're gonna now do some hung windows. We're not gonna put the arrow in them because we can either use them for double hang windows or single hang windows, whichever one you feel like doing. So that is the one that we are now going to draw. We're going to draw the plans, the 2 feet and the 3 feet, and then we're just gonna, draw the elevation of the 2x4 and the 2x2. And then you guys can draw the rest types of windows, right? So this is how this window is gonna look. This might be a little complex, right? So we might go step by step, and then you guys will have to go back in and technically rewatch the videos to get it done, right? So this is what we did before. We're gonna draw a rectangle, right? Same rectangle that we're drawing with the same space, the 2 feet by 3 inches. So REC, enter, 2 feet tap, 3, enter, right? I'm gonna line this up. Alright, so we have that, right? So that is what we have there, guys. Alright, so this is what we are setting off to do, right? So we're gonna draw a center line right here, right? Because center lines are the best lines. We're gonna touch our overall blocks. We're gonna explode it. We're gonna offset in our 1 inch on each side. So this window is gonna show us technically, in your hang windows, you have the the top part that you can push up, the bottom part that you can push down, right? So that's what we will be drawing, right? So if you go to dimensions.com and put in hang windows, you will actually see what we're going to be drawing. You will actually see that in plan, right? So we're going to do that, and then what we're going to do is from the center line, we're going to offset 0.5, go up, right? 0.5 go up, simple as that. 0.5 go up, right? So listen carefully. 0.5 from the middle line go up. Then we're going to offset from that middle line that we got up, 0.25, we're going to offset up. And from the middle line, right, that's what we're going to do. Offset up. Okay. Alright. So the next thing that we're going to do is, alright, we're going to offset from this line going to our left, 0.5. Just like that, guys. 0.5. Okay? Then we're going to do offset again, 0.5 from here up. No, not 0.5, don't do 0.5, sorry about that. It's supposed to be 0.25 offset, 0.25 from this line up, from this line down. Okay, we can just delete the middle line for now so we don't get confused, right? Then I'm going to trim, enter, and just trim out here, trim out this, and trim out that, okay? And trim out the middle right here. Alright. Even though we trimmed out the middle right there, we're going to do a line right in the middle. We're going to touch this line and we're going to move it. So we're going to highlight it, move, click the left of your mouse and carry it to the right. Right, we're carrying it to the right, 0.25. Right? That's what we're doing. And we're going to trim it out now. TIM, enter, this, trim that, and trim that. Right? So it's supposed to look something like that. So we're going to go on the other end and we're going to trim also. Right? So instead of having to draw this over and over again, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this, and highlight that. So I'm zooming in so you can see what we're highlighting, right? And make sure over here is trimmed so we can get everything correct. So we're going to type MI, right? Which is mirror, touch the center and carry it up. And type no, because we don't want that to trim out. So then we go on this side and we make sure we just trim out everything that is not needed. Right? And you see that? That's the first part right there of making it look something similar to this. Right? And the same middle line that we took away, we're going to just draw that back. Because we're going to use that. Draw back that middle line. We're going to highlight everything that we made up here. Make sure everything is highlighted but the middle line. I'm going to copy it down. Okay? Highlight everything. You see what's all highlighted? This. Right? And all of these. I'm going to do copy. And touch from this point to this point right here. And look at it. We have our 2 feet window right here. So what we're going to do, instead of having to draw all of that back over, but you can practice on your time, right? We're going to do the one for our 3 feet window. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a rectangle, 3 feet, tab 3, right? That's all we doing. Easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Carry it over a bit. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to copy and paste, right? We're going to copy and move it over, right? So we're going to touch this one, touch these. We're going to take in things from this side, right? So look at all what I have. I have this line and these, right? I have nothing from over here, right? So I'm going to do copy, touch this point, slowly drag it over, right? And boom, put it right there. Then we're gonna mirror, highlight this, 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 and this. Mirror, MI, enter. Find the middle, the midpoint triangle, and just enter that and mirror that over. Right, we're gonna touch expand, enter, and just send these downwards. Right, so now we already have our louver window, our 2 feet, and our 3 feet in plan. So you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna highlight this, type block, right? Sorry, not louver. Sorry, our hang window, 2 feet, hang window, plan, pick a point, pick this point. Okay. Same thing we do over here, highlight, block, 3 feet, hang, window plan, pick a point, click right there. Okay. So now we have these two right here, right? So we're now going to draw elevations, right? We're now going to draw elevations. Alright. So y'all ready? So what we're gonna do is we just gonna move this 3 feet over. Just slightly carry it over there. Right? So REC, right? 2 feet, tab 2 feet, enter. Right? That's what we're doing. By now, since you've created so many rectangles, you should know how to create rectangles, right? So you offset in 1 inch. Right, make sure you all are touching safe through all of this, right? So just in case your computer die or something, that your files are properly saved, my guys. Okay, all right. So we have that, and we're just gonna, explode the center rectangle that we made, and we're gonna draw a line from this to over there, right? Just have it like that. So L, enter, from this triangle to that triangle over there. Alright, so we're gonna offset, right? And right now we're gonna offset up 0.75. Offset up 0.75. Okay, over 75, down 75. Right, so we created now a little rectangle for ourselves right in here. So CHA, enter, M, so chamfer, enter, M, multiple, so you can do it multiple times. So we are making it look like this. Okay, good. Right, so we're going to take this same rectangle here, and we're just going to copy it, touch this middle point, and touch that middle point down there, right? And we have our rectangle right there, right? So we're going to delete this line, delete, and we're going to type extend, enter, enter, and just extend it like that. So now we have our hang window, highlight it, block, 2 by 2, hang window, EL, elevation, pick a point, I'm picking the middle, okay, and that's our window right there. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Then let's do, let's do the 3 by 6, right? And then y'all going to do the 2 by 3, the 2 by 4, and the 3 by 3, right? So we're gonna do the 3 by 6. We're gonna draw a rectangle, 3 feet, tab 4 feet, enter, right? So you can type XL, do a line right here, enter, and just move this up so this can be in line, right? That's all I'm doing. So boom, So I'm going to offset in my 1 inch. I'm going to already explode this one, right? Explode. We're going to do a line from this point to this point, right? Remember, everything is already exploded. So we're going to offset, right? We offset in 0.75 in. I'm going to show you some different commands when we're doing that. This one, okay? So we go into the two sides, we going up, and we're also going up, right? So that is what we have. So instead of having to technically trim out everything, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do chamfer, multiple, and we're just gonna, you know, guys, chamfer the corners, right? Chamfer the corners, right? Good. Chamfer the corners. Okay, and then we're gonna trim. We're gonna trim this one, and we're gonna trim this one. Okay, and new command time, break at point. We're typing it, break at point. We touch it, then we're gonna go to this line, and then just touch that like that, and then we're gonna do enter, touch this, and go down to this piece right here, and it's now broken at that point, right? That's a nice cool command that you can learn, right? So we're gonna do break at point. We're gonna touch this, bring it down like that, boom, do it again, bring it down like that. All right, and then we're gonna press type chamfer and chamfer in this just like that, and we have our window drawn in a different way. So we're gonna highlight it, type block 3 by 4 feet, hung window L. We pick a point, we pick the middle. Okay, and that's our window is there. So right, so for the double hang window, we should have a 24 by 24, a 24 by 36, 24 by 48, a 36 by 36, and 36 by 48. So that means we should have a 2 by 2, a 2 by 3, a 2 by 4, and a 3 by 3, and a 3 by 4. Right? So that's other things that we should technically have for that. So this is us creating some windows. If there's other windows you would like to try to create, you can actually try to do them and then show me them in the end, because we have different types of windows out there. But for now, we're just creating our single hang and our double hang windows.